Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm going to break down some different passive income sources that I've been generating over the past few months, hopefully to help some people out. I kind of wish that I saw a video like this last year or 2 years ago, because then I would have a better understanding of how possible it is to actually earn passive income. I generally try to avoid using the words passive income because I think it's kind of a buzzword, kind of a catchword that a lot of people use without fully understanding what it actually is, because I feel as though there's kind of this misconception that people view passive income as just like money falling from the sky and just growing on trees. But realistically, being pragmatic, that's not how passive income really works. And that's why
people definitely have that view though.
Don't talk too lightly about passive income, because I think there definitely is that disconnect with people when they think about passive income. It's not just money falling from the sky. It's not just totally free money. You're doing something up front to then reap the rewards of that work or that investment later on down the road. So that's what I want to kind of clear up in this video, and I'm going to show you some of the different sources that I've been generating that are...
it's like this YouTube video we're watching. He made this like 3 years ago or something. He put in the work, and since then it's been bringing in like dollar after dollar, doing nothing.
To the channel for more videos like this one. We try to help people make money, save money, and just kind of build financial freedom and create financial freedom for themselves, because I think that's something that schools don't really touch on very often, actually almost never, especially in high school. I don't think I learned anything about personal finance. I don't know why they forced math.
It's interesting, all these people talking about high school not giving any financial advice. I think they were just literally a couple years too early, because I have an economics course that I have to take in high school. All my friends at every single school around me have to take an economics course. And it's not just like economics, it's like personal finance, investing in Vanguard index funds, that kind of stuff. So I feel like they just missed out. I wish they didn't miss out though. He turned out fine though, so
hopefully this can help you out a little bit. So the first really source of passive income that I've been generating actually turns out to be YouTube ad revenue from this channel. Now, I didn't really set out to have like the primary source of revenue from YouTube ad revenue. My kind of philosophy behind YouTube and this channel is to try to provide value and not really follow the...
Why is he blurring the numbers though?
Hopefully that'd be more obvious that that's the way that I'm going, because if I was trying to squeeze money out of people, I think...
every other finance YouTuber shows their numbers, like Graham Stephan, Andre Jick, Meet Kevin.
Possible, but that's not really the route that I like to take. That's just not really who I am, and hopefully that shows. If not, I'll try to show it more. But so it's about $50-some hundred per month, between $5,000 and $6,000 per month in total from January. This fluctuates slightly, but it's pretty steady for the most part. Now with this, it's primarily passive, and the reason why I would say that is because I would say about 80% of the revenue right here from January is actually from 2018 videos. And about 15% of that is from 2017 videos. I didn't make that many in 2017, but at least a few $100s per month comes from 2017 videos that I made, and then only about 5% from actual 2019 videos that I made in this particular month. So a lot of it is fairly passive, but the whole idea behind this passive income is, look, you're putting something up front, and that's the misconception that people have. That's a disconnect where they think it's free money, but realistically, you're either putting time up front, which is what I did with some of these YouTube videos, or you're putting money up front. Sometimes there's a third option as well, but you're either putting time or money up front to then reap the rewards of that work or that money input later on down the road. So you really have to have an input to then get an output later, unless like your grandma's giving you checks every month in the mail or something. But other than that, you're going to have to put something up front to then get a reward later. So that's what I did with this YouTube channel, and it does feel fairly passive. But the thing is, look, because I didn't really put much work into it in January, I was traveling, I made like 2 or 3 videos, maybe 4. I'm probably going to see the negative effects of that in February and in March and in April and throughout 2019 for not putting effort into it in January, in this particular month. So that's something that I'm going to see in the future, and that's something you have to keep in mind. That's why YouTube is not 100% passive income. It's not like a real estate investment that maybe you get into and then hire somebody to manage the property, and then 10, 20 years later, it's very, very passive income in a lot of cases. If you have somebody managing the property and you can reap the rewards of that for a lifetime practically, well, with YouTube, it definitely has a lifetime value, and it sort of fizzles out over time. So you want to keep that in mind.
So YouTube, you're putting in time, you're getting that money, An example of like the money other than his real estate example is like index funds. You kind of just put your money in and let it grow, with the market. You're not doing much.
What I personally do. And like I said, hopefully this can just help somebody out watching this video. So the next one, the next source of revenue actually comes from Amazon Associates. Now what's interesting about this though is that I would say about 75% of this revenue here actually comes from old YouTube videos from like 2016 from these various other channels. I probably have half a dozen other channels that have like a few videos each that are reviewing like laptops and certain products
half a dozen
that most
channels.
people don't know about because I kind of just look like a fool. I was like 16, 17. This is like a couple years ago when I made these videos, but they're still getting clicks and generating revenue from this. And this is a fairly passive income source. I would only say about 25% of this almost $500 here comes from this channel. Amazon affiliates, if you're not familiar with it, we're not going to go too in depth because I think a lot of people do know how affiliate marketing works. But if you don't, essentially, I promote products on like YouTube videos, for example, and then people will click on a link for for example, this video right here, I'll probably have like a link to one of my favorite books down in the description. And then if you buy something through that link, I get a few percent commission. Like it's a very low commission, but it's kind of strength in numbers, strength in views. And especially when you're reviewing products, product review channels can be really, really popular and can generate a lot of cash because if you get like 10,000 views on a product review video and you're really persuasive about a certain product, you can make thousands of dollars from like 10,000 views. And I'm
doing a review on a Wi-Fi router.
A couple of videos that I've had in the past where I'll make a review about a certain product and then tons of people will convert on that. Like for example, like a Wi-Fi router that I made.
That just shows that there's an audience for everything.
Like a few thousand views, but the conversion rate on that was really high because people watch product reviews and then end up buying something. So that's just something that brings in almost $500 a month. It covers the majority of my rent, which is pretty nice to have. So that is one of the sources as well, but that is kind of tied to YouTube, to some of my other channels, but it is fairly passive. So now let's get into the ones that anybody can really do. If you don't want to get into like the YouTube space, you can do a couple things that I still get passive income from. So one of them is dividend payments. So stocks pay dividends. If you're not familiar with that, I've made some videos about dividend stocks in the past, but essentially a lot of different stocks,
Andre Jeek does this.
Certain percent, like 3 or 4 or 5% as a total value of your stock. For owning that company's stock. And so I have a dividend portfolio that I've been growing since I was 11 years old. I don't know how in the hell I ended up stumbling into investing in the stock market when I was 11. I got really lucky that I was curious about it, and actually pretty much at the bottom of the market, 2011, it was really low at the time. So over the past about 8 years or so, I've been building that up and getting into it. It was more than 8 years now. It's been about 10 years. It was 2009 to 2019. So 10 years of investing into the market. I was 11 years old. And so over that time, I was able to build up enough dividend stocks where I'm getting just under $100 per month in dividend payments from these various different stocks. And this is averaged out over 12 months because some months I'll get like $20 in dividend payments, other ones I'll get like $200. So it really depends on the month, but if you average it out.
And this proves that it's more important to just start than, research at 11 years old and then wait till you're 18 to invest. Like just start investing and
growth in that stock as well. So
you're going to see growth in the long run.
I was young and I've been building it up over time, and I will continue to build it up and kind of eventually. Hopefully the goal is that eventually you have enough in investments where you can live off of that. And that's why the rich stay rich, because they have so much money that they're getting these dividend payments or interest or things from these investments that they're able to never lose value in their money, and they're able to live off of those interest payments or those dividends to never lose money and actually gain money in the long run. That's why the rich stay rich. And hopefully that's where I can get to eventually, where I can build that up enough where I can live off of those investments. And that's very passive as an income source. But like I said, you're putting money up front to then reap the rewards of it later. That's something you want to keep in mind with just about every passive income source. Now, another one that I think everybody should be doing, if you don't want to get into stocks, you don't want to do YouTube, one that I do that I think everyone should take advantage of is just by parking some cash in a savings account that's offering a decently high interest rate compared to the rest of banks.
Yeah, this one's kind of a throwaway because,
if you're a little bit wary of the stock market,
I mean, you can go on NerdWallet, you can find a savings account. Most people are already in a savings account.
like ones that are offered by like Marcus by Goldman Sachs. It's 2.25%.
Ally is a pretty good one. Yada Bank.
It'll probably climb eventually in the future, but 2.25% interest might not sound like a lot of money, and maybe it's not. But
I mean, if you're not doing anything with the money,
in that account, 2.25,
it's all right.
about like $450 some per year, give or take a little bit. Over the course of a month, that's probably about almost $38. It's like $37.50 per month. I don't know if I did that math right, but that's like $37.50 per month in free money, passive income from having money in a bank account. So I would definitely take advantage of something like that.
And the lower the risk with these bank accounts, there's basically no risk because it's insured by the government.
Just having some money in a bank account and
The lower the risk, the lower the reward.
Emergency fund that you can then use.
The higher the risk, the higher the reward. So when you get into individual stocks, that company could go bankrupt and you could lose all your money. So there's a higher reward. But there's no chance that you lose your money in that bank account. So they're only giving you like 1%. And on a good one, on a good savings account, they're giving you 2%.
Very much just park your cash in there and just generate some money over time. So another source of income for myself actually comes from promoting certain products on something like this YouTube channel. So generally speaking, I don't like to follow the money too much. I'd rather just kind of try to create valuable content and then the money follows later. But there are some products, like investment products, that I will use personally. And because I'm using them and because I like them, I'll decide.
Oh, is he going to talk about like Webull, free stocks and stuff?
From some of those. Now, I would say out of the maybe like 15 or 20 different popular investing products, like investing apps that there might be out there, I only really promote 4 because I only really like 4 of them, other than like something like Vanguard or E-Trade that I still do like. So we're talking about M1 Finance, Robinhood, which you can invest in stocks for free on Robinhood.
That did not age well.
Those 4 I like promoting.
Robinhood did not age well here.
High commissions, where if I promote them and people click on the link, I might get like $20 or $30 every time somebody signs up, but I just don't like them. And so because of that, I don't promote them, and that's just a personal choice. I think if you follow the money too much, you can cause some harm to yourself and obviously to people who watch
Definitely.
videos possibly.
And if you're causing harm to your audience, you're causing harm to yourself because they're not going to come back.
From just promoting those in the descriptions from my videos, I don't go too heavily on that. I don't push them too hard because I don't want to be very like intrusive in that sense where I'm just kind of pushing stuff onto people.